Welcome to today's episode where we pay tribute to the world-class director, Gavin O'Connor, who is carrying the torch for sports movies in the 21st century. Gavin O'Connor is perhaps the only sports movie director of real talent left working in the genre today. O'Connor makes potent family dramas that never skimp on the give you the chills moments that the best sports movies and moments always have.
Pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win!
To some degree or another, the recent advent of massively popular, eventized sports documentaries of epic proportions, like The Last Dance and O.J. Made in America, has usurped the traditional narrative sports drama in terms of prominence within the popular consciousness.
So astonished.
Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder upon Ronald Lyle Goldman.
This cultural transition can be attributed, at least in part, to the in-depth quality that the multi-part sports documentary format provides. Another factor is likely the way these documentaries are uniquely suited for exploring complicated real-life stories from across the world of sports. Recently, however, there have been a few notable exceptions from the world of cinema, a handful of rousing and emotionally devastating movies that brought a compelling twist to the conventional formula of the sports drama. The Oscar-winning fan favorite King Richard, directed by Reynaldo Marcus Green, Ryan Coogler's astonishing Rocky reboot, Creed, and Bennett Miller's near-flawless Moneyball all come to mind. Unfortunately, after these knockout contemporary sports flicks, the list grows rather thin. Writer-director Gavin O'Connor is currently the only filmmaker of significant talent who is still carrying the torch for the Hollywood genre of quality sports movies. O'Connor uses the milieu of sports as dramatic fodder for the emotional combustion of his often troubled lead characters. His sports movies, of which he has two modern classics in Warrior and Miracle, are character studies that revolve around themes of working class integrity, the struggle for self-worth, alcoholism, and generational trauma passed down through athletics.
Try. Now, where were you when it mattered?
The element that makes O'Connor's work in this genre special is his intrinsic understanding of sports itself, and his ability as a director to make them feel grounded and cinematic simultaneously. His ability to build an unbroken sense of tension and ferocious verisimilitude in his sports sequences is on par with great sports movie directors of the past, like Ron Shelton, John Giavildsen, and David Anspaugh. So whether you are a sports fan who is constantly let down by Hollywood's slapdash depiction of athletics, or a lover of potent family dramas who has no interest in sports whatsoever, Gavin O'Connor's movies will satisfy either mindset.
All right, let's go.
Fuck yeah, man. Here we go.
Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
Athletic adolescence. O'Connor did in fact grow up playing a wide variety of sports. His intensive athletic background gives him an advantage over other filmmakers who have tried their hand at the kinetic genre, simply in terms of his intimate knowledge of the lifestyle and perspective of an athlete. This personal experiential relationship to sports keeps O'Connor from sensationalizing the dynamic of a high school basketball locker room or hyping up the banter of a ringside huddle during an MMA match, in the way that so many other non-athlete directors would likely try to do for unnecessary dramatic effect. The fact that O'Connor himself knows the difference between a backdoor cut and a flare screen in basketball, or the distinction between a winger and a fenceman's responsibilities on the ice, means that he will hold the standard of accuracy in his depiction of high-level sports at all times.
You don't have enough talent to win on talent alone. Again.
In Miracle, O'Connor captures the way a hockey rink transforms into a pressure cooker of uncontained angst when the head coach extends a punishing session of suicides on his team after a disheartening loss. Warrior contains a downright electrifying sparring sequence, which uses Verdi-style camera work and bone-crunching sound design to make the audience feel the impact of every kick, punch, and elbow in their chest. O'Connor's commitment to exposing the grim experiential details that are ingrained in the realities of competitive athletics raises his craft as a sports movie director to another level. Family first. Gavin O'Connor is nothing if not a personal filmmaker. For him to even tell his story properly, he has to thoroughly resonate with the perspective of his main characters. Take for instance the movie Miracle, O'Connor's first endeavor as a sports movie director. Miracle depicts the mythical story of the Miracle on Ice, a legendary upset in which the astronomically favored Soviet Union national hockey team lost in the medal round to a ragtag team of American collegiate teenagers, coached by Herb Jones in the 1980 Winter Olympics.
2 days later, the miracle was made complete. My boys defeated Finland to win the gold medal.
O'Connor keeps this larger-than-life sports narrative from falling into the realm of predictably melodramatic mediocrity by absolutely nailing the frigid intensity of the team's competitive hockey sequences, and more importantly, by choosing to frame the movie around Coach Herb Jones' poignant story of dogged determination in the face of personal devastation off the ice and ostensibly insurmountable odds on it, a struggle with which O'Connor is extremely familiar. O'Connor has described his complicated childhood relationship with his alcoholic father as being almost entirely based on his success as an athlete. For O'Connor, love and acceptance from his old man meant scoring points. This emotionally fraught dynamic led to him enduring a grueling athletic adolescence, which directly informed the characters in all his films, but most poignantly, in Joel Edgerton, Tom Hardy, and Nick Nolte's anguished trio of estranged family members from Warrior. Nolte in one of his finest performances plays Hardy and Edgerton's formerly abusive alcoholic father, Paddy Conlon. The deep reservoir of pain that this tragic triumvirate shares with one another is obviously pulled from real-life experience. Some scenes are so emotionally raw that they border on being difficult to watch. All three actors deliver career-best work under O'Connor's directional guidance. Warrior uses the violent framework of an MMA competition as a vehicle for exploring the Conlon family's heartbreaking story of generational trauma, economic destitution, and alcoholism. Seeing these characters conquer their respective traumas and attempt to reform their bonds within the turbulence of life's proverbial boxing ring doubles the emotional satisfaction of the movie's climactic sports scenes, which are inherent to this redemptive genre of cinema. Blue-collar perseverance. O'Connor is consistently drawn to characters from a blue-collar working-class background. They often are forced to use sports as an economic stepping stone, an emotional safety valve from the broken homes and indigent financial circumstances that they were born into. In The Way Back, O'Connor's severely underseen, gut-wrenching high school hoops drama from 2020. Ben Affleck's character Coach Jack Cunningham is a barely functioning, alcoholic, former high school basketball star who pays his bills as a construction worker. Joel Edgerton's character Brendan from Warrior is a high school physics teacher who is forced to enter a winner-takes-all MMA tournament just to pay for the house he mortgaged in order to support his daughter's medical expenses.
Hey, kid. Nice fight. 2 more wins, you take home the bacon.
Every character in an O'Connor sports movie has a dire motivation for dedicating their lives to their given sport. Sports movies and shows are almost always an underdog story. Most of the timeless entries in the genre are centered around an underdog who is dealing with a contemporary struggle with which we as the audience members can identify. O'Connor recently confirmed that he's in the process of creating a Warrior spin-off TV series, currently titled Warriors, that will feature different characters from impoverished backgrounds from all over the globe, who use MMA as a source of upward mobility in the world. It seems with every new venture into the world of sports, O'Connor doubles down on the exploration of his socioeconomic thematic material.
Who do you play for?
I play for the United States of America.
Carrying the torch. Gavin O'Connor's intensely personal approach to making narrative films in the world of sports epitomizes one of the truest maxims in genre cinema. The movie's stories and genre elements can only be as strong as the characters inside it. Seeing Rocky go the distance with Apollo Creed is a cinematic spectacle, but it registers on a deeper emotional level precisely because of all the work that Sylvester Stallone's Oscar-winning screenplay has done to develop the relatable struggle of his titular hero. Just as the climactic showdown between Brendan and Tommy in Warrior, a profound MMA sequence which is liable to bring tears to even the gruffest eye, is only able to hit the audience with a truckload of emotion after they have followed the convergent paths of these estranged brothers and had time to identify with all they have endured respectively.
Hey, stop! Here we go, Mom! Time to lock up your china. The boys are at it again!
Lifelong sports movie devotees should hold O'Connor's recent contributions to the genre in the highest regard because of his refusal to make his narratives mawkish and sensationalistic, his capability as a dramatist almost unparalleled in the modern genre, and his fealty to this increasingly underutilized, evergreen genre of soul-stirring cinema.